Hello everyone, Melinda, False Teeth Real Tarot, and tonight I'm going to be pulling from the Sacred Path cards. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I'm just feeling led to it. So I did, to save time, already pull the card, and it was number 25, which is the powwow. Which in Indiana, there's going to be two powwows back to back, one weekend after another, in August. So next month, and my friend's coming up from the Carolinas. So that's pretty cool that we pulled that card tonight. But her husband, his name is Grant, and he's either going to be the lead dance or the lead drummer this year. I don't remember which one, but either one, even if it wasn't any of them, it's always a blast when we go out there. Okay, so let's get on with this read. If I kind of mess up because the words are jumbling around, it is because I'm dyslexic, so there you go. All right. I am able to say that now, today, and before, but not before I got with this community. So, there's that. Okay. Powwow. Gathering of teepees, new friends and old, trading of stories told and retold, a blanket for a basket, a horse as a prize, foot races and dances, night till sunrise, exchanging the goodness that each member brings, allowing the heartstrings of our nation to sing. The powwow, it's sharing and quickening. All right. The teaching. Each year when the richness of summer excuse me, moved across, the Earth Mother and Old Man Winter was just a memory. Most bands and tribes of each nation gathered for what has become known as a powwow. This time of gathering was a quickening for the people. As the growth of a child in the womb feeds into mother's heart and with joy, these gatherings produced a quickening of talents that fed the people. Powwows brought old friends together again, and many a night was filled with stories of what had occurred since the last gathering. The sharing of new methods of trekking, fishing, and hunting filled the men's circles, and the women shared new teachings for beating, tanning hides, making foods and remedies. The medicine circle discussed new uses for plants, the needs of the people, visions, and medicine dreams. The warrior clans told of acts of bravery and counting coup. The Black Lodge shared women's teachings and shared dreams of the people that needed nurturing by women. The children shared new games and traded stories they had learned from the grandparents. Everyone was filled once again, renewed by the sense of unity. Since many tribes still do not allow marriage among the same clan, it was during the powwows as long ago that young people found life mates. Eligible mates might not be the right age in one's own band, and so many couples pledged lifelong love of the summer gatherings. The making of relatives ceremonies usually took place at a powwow, and has been called blood brother ceremony by some. This honoring of commingling of blood ceremony responsible to the other for life. The medicine allies of both parties are called through ceremony to the present. The powers of the 7 directions are honored and beseeched to witness the union. Then each participant cuts the hand of the other. The 2 small cuts on the bottom outside portion of the palm below the pinky finger represents the 2 family lines. Then the hands are joined and held together while the 2 new relatives dance, sing a song, and circle a fire 4 times. In some traditions, these 2 now joined jump the fire together. Since all women are already sisters through the moontime cycles, the ceremony is called blood brothers, or making of relatives. A man and a woman can become brother and sister, or 2 men can become brothers. But it is unnecessary for 2 women to come together in this fashion, because they are already together as potential mothers of the creative force. The union of sisterhood was strengthened every year that there were reviewed in the Women's Council. Other activities of the powwow included games that highlighted the prowess of young warriors. These could be races on horseback, in canoes, or on foot, as well as hunting competitions that provided the food for feasts on special occasions. Everyone wanted to bring honor by representing their tribe, band, or clan, and the games were very competitive. The beautiful thing about the powwow was that it was just a great an honor to be bestowed, finding joy in the winner's abilities, and was to win as it was to win. To be spoil sport was to lose face among all tribe members. Swapping and trading were important parts of the gathering, and to make a fair trade that pleased both parties was considered an art. Many hides, beads, knives, bows, arrows, herbs, blankets, horses, pots, and buffalo robes changed hands during the powwow. Etiquette was of utmost importance. It was considered rude to look directly at someone else's lodge or possessions. If it was known how much you liked something, the trade could go by the wayside. You could be asked to give too much for the object that you admired, and you would then lose face with family members. Each person had to feel what he or she was getting a fair deal. Powwow nights were filled with dances, depicted acts of bravery each warrior clan and hunting clan had achieved during the preceding year. Some nights were filled with the medicine stories of the twisted hares or storytellers who were historians for the nation. Other nights were feast nights if the hunting had been good. Sometimes one family would sponsor a feast to mark a special occasion, such as a son pledging to Sundance, a daughter's first moontime, a counting of coup on an enemy, a betrothal of making of relatives. Every reason to celebrate life was shared with the whole nation during powwow. During this summer gathering, plans were made for the Sundance, and those warriors who had pledged the previous year met with their sponsors to prepare through purification and fasting. The purpose of each Sundance was discussed in the Council of Elders and then the Council of Chiefs. Every year, the foremost needs of all the people were the objects of the prayers surrounding the Sundance. At the end of summer, when the powwow was ending, the Sundance was performed. Other ceremonies were shared during powwow, but the highlight was the Sundance because it showed great mystery that the people were faithful and willing to give back to the Earth Mother for the sustenance they had received during the previous year. Today's powwows and mountain men are springing up across our nation to gather the people together again. These are gatherings of energy, talents, and people of like mind as in ancient times, swapping storytelling and the selling, trading, or bartering of food and goods are central to the powwow. The Earth Mother sings her joy when these gatherings produce unity rather than separation. Each pilgrim that goes to a powwow comes home with new and different ideas about how to reconnect to Earth's Mother, the Earth Mother. This new alliance with others is the quickening that brings the children of Earth together. Since powwows also gathered the best in all of the tribes to mark the strength of a nation in days long gone, so does the idea of the powwow teach us how to gather the best of our energies and talents today, coming together to share our new discoveries and information will strengthen our ability to heal ourselves and live in harmony with our planet. Many clans and medicine societies are beginning to share information as we embark upon the drawing of the fifth world of peace. There is no place for secrecy or jealousy in the new world. we are creating together. The warriors of the rainbow represent all traditions, colors, and paths joining as one. The quickening is upon us, and we will be able to use this sharing of energy and talents to ensure a stronger planetary tribe. The soldier of the fourth world has no place among the warriors of the fifth world of peace. A soldier stands at the outer edge of his or her sacred space and fights others and the different ideas. The warriors of the rainbow stand in the same outer edge of their sacred space, facing inward, confronting the elements within themselves that keep them from honoring all paths equally and as one. The gathering of the rainbow warriors is the quickening that signals the rebirth of the earth tribe. The talking drums are calling all of the earth tribe. The talking drums are calling all of the children of earth to the powwow that will mark the sharing of those like hearts. There's only a small little part of the application, so I'm going to go ahead and read that. It'll only take just a minute. If the talking drums have signaled a powwow, you are being put on notice to gather together with other of like minds and exchange ideas. The quickening of some aspect of your life will be aided if you use a support system and see what type of support you can call upon from others. The powwow card is marking a time of calling in your markers. You may need assistance or just a friend to be a sounding board. Your focus will become clearer, and you may receive the boost you need just from an encouraging word or two. The quickening is inside of you, and speaks of the time just preceding birth. Whatever you are giving birth to at this time can be assisted by gathering your friends around you for the needed support. Wow, that was pretty cool. And being as how this is full moon, I'm going to pull some more full moon cards, okay? It's like 5 in the morning, maybe 5:30. So I know a lot of us are either about to go to bed or just waking up, or somewhere in between. But I know that together we could go into this world helping each other. Yeah. Alright, here we go. First card up, a new start is coming. Adjustments are required. That card came up in the full moon pool too. Adjustments are required. Communication is key. Yep. On the bottom, look at the bigger picture. I need to see what the next card is too. Oh my gosh. Luck is on your side. 2 cards from the last reading, from the last full moon full to now. Maybe a half hour in between each other. Adjustments are required, and luck is on your side. Both of these 2 cards was in that last pool. So I hope you guys know that and feel it within yourself. Luck is on your side, whether you believe in luck or not. Whether if you want to make adjustments or not. Maybe it's just going to happen without us even knowing it sometimes. Yeah, there's a bigger picture. And sometimes we're only shown just a small little part of it. Just a small little part. Because if we're showed too much of it, our minds, our hearts, can't always accept it all. So we're showing just a small little part. So if we just go with the flow, go with what's happening. Something was the key. Communication. It says communication is the key. And I also think that acceptance is the key. So if we accept the communication from others, or if we accept whatever it is that's going on in our life, good, bad, or indifferent, if we accept it, and then it's so much easier to get through it. Yeah. No matter what it is. No matter if it's breaking your heart. If you feel like your heart is just being ripped in two, please know that your heart is whole. It just might feel like there's a hole inside of it. So if we fill it up with good stuff, and not a bunch of caca. Because feelings aren't facts. It's just the way that we feel at that very moment. But there's a lesson in it. There's a lesson involved in it. And please know that I love you. No matter what. No matter who you are. No matter if you wronged me or if you righted me. I love you with all that is me. Yeah. And I accept that. I love myself no matter what. I love myself whether with every single one of my 18 grandchildren, every one of them have more teeth than me. But I still love myself. Yeah. And they love me too. They don't care how many teeth I have. They even like to show me off. Here's my grandma. And that's a lovely feeling. And I accept that. But I also accept if somebody's harmed me, if somebody's wronged me. If somebody hacked into my Facebook account and sent my ex and my sons today an emergency signal. And so I got 2 visits today from 2 different sons. One clocked out of work. From the time that he clocked out, It took him 11 minutes to get here. For him, it would have been a 25-minute drive, he said. For me, about 30. Maybe 35. He drove 120 miles an hour in the emergency lane to get here, because it also sent a black picture, just darkness, and a picture of me with my eyes closed. When he got here, he pounded on the door. By the time I got up from in there and walked to the front door, he had already jumped over the truck and was halfway past the house as he heard the chain jiggle for me to unlock the door. And whoever this person is, for the reason why that they wanted to do this, that part is their business. My son made it here safely at 120 miles an hour in the emergency lane. It took him 11 minutes from clocking out to coming here. When that person sent an email, or a text saying, or messaged me from Facebook Messenger, said it was a friend and that they had something beneficial for me. And for one, I hadn't talked to this friend in a few years. So I texted back and I asked him, I said, tell me something, how do I know you? And then I had that gut feeling, they're going to do something to my phone. So I immediately shut it off. So I guess that's the two pictures. It looked like I was laying down dead on that picture because my eyes was closed. And I was looking at it like this, and they caught me while I was blinking, or took that picture when I was blinking or something, and it showed the ceiling and the ceiling fan. So for those 11 minutes and however many minutes it took for him to tell the boss, on the computer I watched a 9-minute and some odd second video, and I thought to myself, well, I could turn it on now. As I was turning it on, I seen a message come through from my ex, and it said, pick up the damn phone. And then another message behind it, and another message behind it. I didn't know it at the time, but my ex had said, do you think there's somebody in there with a gun? And my one son that was halfway here, he said, be careful because they could be crouching someplace in a corner. So I didn't know it at the time, but my youngest boy had a gun on him when he walked in the door. Because when he pounded on it, and he came back and he jumped over the truck to get back around here, I gave him a hug and his heart was just pounding. It was just pounding because he feared his mother was dead because of this hacker. Would I give that hacker a hug? You better believe it. You better believe it. Because maybe somebody done them wrong and they felt the need to do it. You better believe I'd give him a hug. Sure would. I'm glad my son made it here. The two that came. I'm glad that they made it here safely. Everything happens for a reason. Everything. I got to see two of my sons today because of what this person done. I got to hold and hug two of my sons. And one of my boys brought their three children. It was him and his wife and 3 kids that spent some time here, and we was able to play. They was able to pick toys, whatever toys they wanted. You know, my granddaughter, she got a bunch of LOL dolls, and you know, I think she took the big ones. And they weren't allowed to take the guitars, so I told them that they could keep them here, for when they came, they could play them. They could play with them. I got to hold 2 of my boys, 2 of them the same day. Because I wasn't able to communicate with them. Just let them know that I was all right. That I wasn't laying dead. But it's all good. It's all good. We gotta accept everything. My middle son, he's passed away. He's beyond the veil. And I have to accept that. So he's here all the time, or it feels like all the time. Acceptance is the key. Communication is the key. We could start over anytime we want to. If our day is filled with a bunch of caca, I need to start this day over and start it over. Try not to accept other people's bullshit as your own. Sometimes that's hard to do. But you could do it. Have faith and confidence that we are strong enough that we can make it through anything. Through anything. Whether if we feel like it's a good thing, whether if it's a fear of something, whether if that fear is upon you or not, whether if you feel it's a bad thing. There's lessons in everything. Everything we do. Yeah. It's all good. It's my favorite saying. It's all good. Just know that I love you guys. Try and keep love inside you. Fill yourself up with good stuff. Tell that bad shit to get the fuck up out of your life, man. You don't need that. Yeah. It's all good. Mwah. I love you guys. And all kinds of virtual hugs. Alright? I'll see you in the chatterbox or on a live. Somewhere. Because for right now, I'm not laying on the floor dead. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Have a beautiful day, evening, night. Take a deep breath with an easy exhale, and you could get through whatever it is that you're going through. You can. Jump in on one of the community chats. Talk to somebody. Call a friend. Screaming at the top of your lungs to the walls and the ceiling. Do what you gotta do. Just get it out of you. Don't hold it inside. Life is full of lessons. Just packed full of lessons. And it's awesome when we have a action-packed, fun-filled day. It's not as fun to go through a rough day, but you can make it through it just the same. Except for stinking thinking sometimes gets in the way. That shit, which shit to me stands for S-H-I-T, simply how I think. If I think it's bad, it's bad. If I think it's a lesson, it's a lesson. Whichever way it is, it's all good. Mwah. Peace be with us all. Yeah.